Hello everyone, Mike Stokes, Wild Alive. Today I'd like to make a video about one of the principles for health, happiness, and success. And it's really fractal. It's for all layers of life. So one layer is your personal life, your relationship, your habits. Another is your society, your home, your community, and then the community of life and life on Earth. So if you've listened to any of my other stuff or read any of my other stuff, the basic premise that I'm trying to get through to people is that we are ecosystems. We're a functioning member of an ecosystem. And to the degree that the global ecosystem is in collapse is to the degree that we collectively are in collapse. So even if a few of us are not, the rest of us are. So you can't just be ecologically thriving in a system where most of the other members of your species are not following principles that honor ecological health and well-being. So the thing that I want to talk about today is comfort, because that seems to be the greatest challenge in the modern world when it comes to being aligned with ecology and nature. And it's not only that, it's the biggest challenge in the modern world to be aligned with vibrance and health and vitality, because there is really no vibrant living without challenge and without challenging your comfort zone. In any area where you don't challenge your comfort zone, you begin to wither and die. And literally, biologically, you begin to wither and die. And that's fractal along all creatures throughout all ecosystems. When a tree is challenged, it will grow more strength. And there's been some really interesting studies done that have shown that medicinal compounds are actually the highest in plants and fungi that are stressed to a higher level. Actually, I misspoke. I'm not sure about the fungi. I am sure about the plants, though. Plant medicine that comes from plants that are stressed have more healing compounds than ones that are not. So there's a parallel between a healthy amount of stress and vitality on a personal level and on a global level. If you look at what's happening around the world, everybody's seeking more comfort for themselves and for their offspring, for their community, and for those that they care about. So, the way to develop a healthier relationship, let me just say this, the way to be healthier and happier in your life is to take on stepping outside of your comfort zone. Now, that doesn't mean that you go and do an ice plunge with zero training for a minute or 5 minutes or 10 minutes. What it means is that you challenge your edge. All that's required is that you continually challenge your edge. Now, the speed is up to you. You can challenge greatly, or you can challenge it mildly. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is consistency. So, if you challenge it, really fast, then you're going to need a lot of support and a lot of recovery. Now, support is going to look like emotional support as well as physical support. And recovery is going to be emotional recovery as well as physical recovery. If you do smaller bits of challenge, then you're going to be able to do it with less support and less recovery. Again, the point, so people get so stuck on like, I'm not doing enough, or I can't meditate. I sat down and my mind wanders the minute I sit down. Well, great. All you have to do is sit down, and when your mind wanders, catch it, even if that's after an hour. If you catch it once in an hour, that's fine. If you catch it twice in an hour, great. And you just keep doing that until you develop a capacity. So challenging your comfort zone is mandatory. I guess that's the point. There is no authentic health, happiness, vitality, being a good person in this world without challenging your comfort zone. I challenge you to find me one person who's created something that's beneficial to society that did not challenge their comfort zone, and usually both emotionally and physically. So that's really all I want to say. I really just want to drill that point home, that challenging your comfort zone is mandatory. And if anybody tells you otherwise, they're full of shit. And you need to realize that if you're believing them, then you've adopted a bunch of shit in your belief system. And you can be upset with me, and that's okay. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm like anybody. It hurts my feelings when people attack me. But that's part of my challenge, is being willing to speak up for what I know to be true at this point in my life, after my near 52 revolutions around the sun. And after many, many thousands of hours of study. So, and to be honest, some long stretches where I blew off challenging my comfort zone and regressed quite a bit. So I hope you take that to heart, because really the most important thing that you can do is challenge your belief structure. No matter what you believe, it is true for you because of the placebo effect. The placebo effect is not just applied to drugs. It applies to everything in your life. If you believe that cheeseburgers are good for you, well, even though they're not good for you on most levels, in a tiny level, you're actually going to do better than somebody that's eating cheeseburgers that thinks they're bad for them. Because your mind is setting up metabolic pathways. It's telling your mind to say, like, oh, this is good, it's okay, you can go act as normal. Eventually it'll catch up with you. No one can run away from nature forever, unless you have some sort of genes or some sort of unconscious pattern that self-regulates you in a way that mitigates the harmful effects of what we would consider, lack of exercise and bad diet, things like that. But that's not what this is about. This is not about diet and exercise. This is about the general concept of challenging yourself. Any area that you want progress, you must seek out challenge. And the greater the challenge you seek, the greater the support you will require, physical and emotional. So again, I hope that's helpful. Please send me requests for material in the comments section or via email, and have a vibrant and healthy and wild alive day.